All right, welcome to the BracketLife brand YouTube channel. Today we have our first ever BracketLife brand ambassador, Logan Watson. We met Logan online, actually on Instagram. Logan found us on our channel, sent us a message to chat about some different opportunities and ideas he had, and we later on became business partners. So Logan's from Georgia and is helping us out get into the U.S. market now. So welcome to the show, bud, and I'm happy to have you here.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. So first we'll start, kind of give everybody an introduction to who you are, what you're driving, what you did do, or, how you got into racing. Obviously you're pretty deep in the South compared to where we are. So all our main listeners here, let them know who you are and what you've got going on.
Yeah. So my name's Logan Watson. I'm from Columbus, Georgia, born and raised. So I currently have a 2014 American race car dragster with a Power Racing engine 615 SR20. I just got the 615 this past year, so it's totally different for us. We've never had anything that big before. It's funny, we've actually always been small block guys pretty much our entire career. My dad started when I was like 2 or 3 years old. He had an old what they used to call a Woody car. So it was a very, very, very small dragster. I mean, he was in there like this. I mean, he had no room. It was funny seeing the pictures of it, but it had a small block. I think he said it had like a 406 or something in it, but it had like 2 different types of heads on it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was just like a crazy motor. It wasn't anything fancy. But he started with that, and then he eventually got a 1998 Bolton car, and we put a 355 small block in that. And then later on down the road, he was just like, all right, Logan's starting to show a little bit of interest in this. He acts like he likes racing. We go all the time. I mean, I remember growing up on weekends, it wouldn't be out of the question to race at, Phoenix City, Alabama on Friday night. And then we'd go to Albany on Saturday night. And then we'd be back at Phoenix City again on Sunday. I mean, it was just, we traveled all over the place. It was cool. It was really fun, and I loved it. And so, like I said, when I got 15 years old, he was just like, all right, we bought him and a couple of buddies went together and bought a 69 Camaro. And it was an all steel body car. The only thing fiberglass on it was the hood. It was a heavy car, real heavy car. We actually still have it. But it had just a small 355 Chevy in it. And I started foot braking it on the weekends. And like I said, my dad still had this other car, and so he was like, all right, you made a few passes in the door car, let's put you in the dragster and see how it does. So I was like, all right. So he's giving me the rundown on it, and I'm like, okay, all right, I think I got it. I'm nervous because this is obviously something way different for me. You're going from, it doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're racing, going from like 90 to 125 130 miles an hour, it's pretty big jump.
For sure.
So he was just like, all right, look, if it feels funny, just lift. It's not, you're not going to hurt my feelings. I want you to be safe. Let's just go out here and have fun. I said, okay. So I did the burnout. I was like, oh wow, yeah, this thing's got some power. This is different for me. So it was the same size motor. It just had, better heads and stuff. So it was a lot different, a lot lighter car. So when it left, I was just like, holy crap, that's a shot. So, I get down to the end of the track, and my dad's waiting on me, and he meets me at the ticket booth. He said, so how was that? I was like, yeah, I want to do it again. He was like, okay, all right, well, hold on now. Let's talk about this. You did good, And it was funny. It was the fastest that car had ever been. It went like 525 at like 130 miles an hour. So it was just like, I was hooked then. I was like, it's fun driving a door car, but you get in a dragster, it's just like, oh God, you're just hooked. And then he ended up getting a 06 Danny Nelson triple slip joint car, and he raced that for a while. And then he was just like, all right, I think I'm going to step away and I'm going to let Logan take over. I'm just going to race when he doesn't want to race. So he got a small block 406 Huntsville engine for that car. So we actually raced that. I had that car from like, geez, I'd probably say like 2010 to like 2013. So I won the track championship out at Reynolds in it in
Cool.
2013. Yeah, that was a really cool deal. I actually went into the last race not even. I knew I was close. I just didn't think I was that close. So it's like I got to third round and I ended up having to race the guy that was leading the points at the time. And so I was like, okay, he's leading. So I just, do your thing. Let's go down here. You've been hitting the tree good all day. Let's do it again and get down there. So I actually ended up beating him. I think it was like 008, like dead 2 for 10 total.
Not
Just
bad.
not even thinking about it. And I'm just like, okay, all right. And then he was just like, crap, man. He was like, good race. He was mad because he was like something good too. I think he was like 007, like one high. So it's like we were right there. And so I ended up going on and winning that race and not even thinking about it. They come up to me after the race. They're like, look, we didn't want to tell you nothing, but we think you won the points championship. I was like, what? No, there's no way. I was like, I wasn't even that close. He's like, no, really? Like, you took him out in third round. And we were like, we think you won it. So I ended up winning like by like 10 or 12 points. It was really, really close. I just caught it right there at the very end. So it was kind of cool winning the last race and winning the points championship in 2013. And then my dad was like, okay, all right, you proved yourself in this car. Let's go buy a new one. So we bought it brand new in 2014. And we actually drove to Ohio, picked it up ourselves. That was the longest trip I've ever done. It was crazy. We left our driveway at Friday night at 6:00 and we were back at our driveway at 6:00 Saturday night. It was crazy. We drove 13 hours up there, slept for like 2 hours, picked the car up, and then rolled back into the house. So it was tired. We didn't do nothing Sunday, but we got everything put together and we had a small block in it. And we actually got, so my dad went to school with Sherman Adcock Jr. So he's real good friends with him. And so he was like, my dad kind of approached them, was like, hey, look, I can only teach Logan so much. Y'all know way more about the sport. Y'all been doing it for so much longer. Is there any way, y'all could take him under your wing and try to show him some stuff? And they were like, yeah. So we started doing, I started doing a little bit of super comping in a small block, which is like unheard of.
Yeah.
So, some people do it, but it's not a normal thing. So everybody was like, oh man, you're not going to win in a small block. You're not going to win in a small block. So Gainesville points divisional, I think it was 2015 or 2016. I can't remember. It was one of those years. But anyways, I ended up running up the points race, the Baby Gators. I could have won. I flinched and I went like 36 red. I'd been killing the tree all day. I met it and I was just like, I tagged it and it was red. So I was like, So anyways, I runnered up that and then Dad was like, all right, see, look, I showed y'all can win in a small block. So he's like, all right, so now we'll go get you a big block. So then we bought a Wilkerson 565 big block. Ran that for a few years and then it popped, unfortunately, in a burnout down at Silver Dollar. But that's racing. It always happens.
Yeah.
And then we had a little 548 big block that we ran. That was just like our bracket deal. We kind of got away from the super comping just because that motor wasn't really made for that. It was more just a bracket motor. So we did some bracket racing stuff, big money bracket racing. And really enjoyed it, getting back to our roots and doing what we started with. And then Dad was like, all right, it's time. Let's get us a big motor, like a real big motor, and let's do some serious racing again like we used to. And I was like, all right, let's do it. So we got that mid last year. We got down deep in some later races, just trying to get used to the motor. Weren't really hitting on a whole lot, but that's no excuse. Drivers got to monkey up, get up on the steering wheel and hit the tree. So, but yeah, so we, that's kind of where we are now. And just loving every minute of it. Can't wait to get back to it this year.
Absolutely. Now, how fast does the new 615 go?
So in the 8th mile, the fastest it's been is 4:49 at 1:52.
Nice.
So they told me, if I put a bigger 1600 carburetor on it, it'd probably go, low 40s.
That's awesome. I love it, man. That's exactly what I'd love to do. I got a 565 and like it's low 470s. It'll, go into the 60s, but I'd love something like that too, man. That's cool.
It's a totally different experience.
Yeah, no doubt, right? Total different look at the racetrack.
It is.
So no, that's cool for sure. So to keep going on kind of your history and everything that's been going on. So you just got married last year.
Yes.
Right. So, quite the exciting time, and I'm sure that'll take the focus off the tree every once in a while, right? So,
Tiffany's a great gal, love her, and she loves racing, so that's a plus.
Yeah.
She's always my biggest fan when it comes to stuff like that, and so like you said, having a wedding and planning a wedding will definitely put a toll on you when you're trying to sit up there at the starting line. You got a lot of adrenaline, you got a lot of things running through your mind, but no, it's great. We love it. So
yeah, no, I get it, right? I still got about 9 or 10 months before before my wedding, so a few more, but I can understand the stress for you. No doubt in my mind. So you talked a little bit about Silver Dollar Raceway, right? So that's your home track.
Yes.
So that's awesome. Cool that you have won a championship there before, and they still do. So do they do a normal series there every year?
Yep. So they still do a point series every year. I'm not sure when their first race is this year. They haven't put out a schedule yet. Last year was a little crazy with the coronavirus.
Yeah.
They started the season and they had to stop it in the middle of the season. And then, we had to take a couple months off and then they started back again. But this year, I think, everybody's hoping to start it and just go all the way through and not have to, stop and have to worry about, any of the protocols and everything. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you said about starting the season and then having to stop. That's because you guys all get to start in February.
Right.
Where we never even got to start until mid-July. But that's cool, and cool that you get to start so early and that your season does go so long. So I'm definitely, envious of that for sure.
Yeah.
So something else, I was scrolling through your Facebook when, getting ready for this and everything like that. And, looking through old photos. Now you've drove, obviously, as you just pointed out, a lot of different race cars. So do you know, is there a number, how many you have drove or at least your family has owned?
So let's see, we've had, two dragsters or three dragsters now. We've owned three dragsters, two different Camaros. We've had a 67 and actually three. We at one point we had a 67, 68 and 69 Camaro that we raced. I've actually drove Sherman's dragster before.
Cool.
So I think that's it.
I was always a big fan of Sherman's Roadster.
Yeah, his
Roadster's cool.
I love the Firebird. It's fun. He's actually getting ready to start doing some bracket racing with it this year, so that's going to be fun. It's going to be really fun.
No, that's cool for sure. I love that car. I love how different it is, right? So to go back to, I guess to go forward to 2021, now that we're here, what kind of stuff do you have in store? I know you said you had the big engine last year. Any big events or different series or anything like that you have on the schedule already or that you're looking to add?
So we're looking at, Reynolds, obviously our home track. We're going to run all of those series. And then we're going to run Montgomery Motorsports Park. They've got a series over there. They normally, I think last year was the Glenn Smith series. So they are planning on continuing that this year. It seems like they're doing some track maintenance over the winter, which is great. So
Absolutely.
looking forward to doing that. It got some big money bracket races we're planning on hitting. We were originally planning on going to the SFG 500 in South Georgia, but he's just recently made a track change on that to Bradenton. So
Okay.
that just made it a little bit more difficult, but we're still going to try to get to that one. I know that the original Million has actually moved to South Georgia this year. So we're looking forward to doing that at the end of the year. I think there's some more big money bracket races coming in the middle of the summer. We always like to hit a few of those. And there's a new I guess series that came out. It's called Verge Motorsports. I just saw something on Facebook about it the other day. But they're apparently going to do some traveling and stuff. But they're doing like it's kind of like the I don't know if you ever heard of Orska series or anything like that. But it's like an outlaw cars. So, anyways, they're doing like a 470 class cars, and then they're doing like a 450 dragster class. So they actually got a race on the schedule for Reynolds for Silver Dollar in July. So we're going to look forward to doing that. It's something different, really cool. It's like I said, something different. It's like a pro tree style race, but it's going to be 8th mile, I think, is what I was reading. So 450 index. So it's going to be really cool, really different. So looking forward to doing some of that. And, like I said, we don't really have a tentative schedule right now, unfortunately, because a lot of people haven't put theirs out yet. But, as soon as that comes out, we're going to be, we're going to hit it hard this year because we got all the new motor, got some new wheels and tires coming. We got some big stuff planned for the year. So we're looking forward to it and really excited about it. So.
Yeah. No, that's cool for sure. I know we've talked many times before about different stuff that you guys are able to do. We've talked about the SFG races and whatnot that you plan to hit. I'd love to go back to the Million, right? I was there 3 years ago now. I'd love to go back. It'd be cool for us to, if we were able to go back, and then we could all hang out at the racetrack sometime. Who knows when we'll be able to do that again with us being north of the border.
Right.
Other than that, that's awesome. Sounds good. I'm excited to, see how you make out and hear how you do. You and I, we always try and stay up to date with what's going on and, support each other a bit. So I guess we're getting close down there. Last year for an event in December, which, as obviously was canceled. So you picked up a bunch of BracketLife apparel to have at the track that you guys sell. And then, you just have your own signs and stickers that you have done up, and then you just keep it at the track, which is awesome. So hopefully we can, keep that featured, keep that moving for you. It's great for everybody down there to be able to see the BracketLife brand and, be represented by somebody who, shares very similar values to Rachel and myself, as you talked about, you and your wife and loving racing and going as a family, exact same thing that we have, right? We're huge into it. My family, Rachel's family, everybody's, we all go racing. That's where we all meet at the racetrack. So that's great. What advice would you give to somebody just starting out in bracket racing or just in the Super Pro class, let's say?
So, the only thing I would say is, don't be intimidated by the people out there that have the big motors or the nice fancy cars. It's bracket racing. That's why they call it bracket racing for a reason, for, handicap racing. Don't feel like you got to have the latest and greatest to win. You get out there, you get up on the tree, and your car is consistent. That's all you got to have. Just go out there and have fun. That's the biggest thing, is have fun. Don't be nervous. Like you said, racetrack, is a family thing. You know, it's like you meet people out there and they become your family. We've got so many friends and stuff that we've met through racing now that have basically become our family, that we always look forward to seeing them. They always look forward to seeing us at the racetrack. So like I said, just go have fun. Don't worry about it too much, and it'll all work out. And it's it's fun. We love it. Everybody will love it. You'll love it. So we hopefully the sport will keep growing. We want to keep racing, just like everybody else. So we hope that the juniors continue to keep coming, and they continue to keep loving it and keep growing and growing into big cars. I always hear on NHRA, that's the future of our sport, future of drag racing.
Mhm.
So hopefully they keep enjoying it and keep coming. So, we just hope that things keep working like they are.
Absolutely. That's great for sure. That's a big thing we're trying to do here is keep everybody aware of bracket racing and try and grow the sport as much as we can. As you brought it up, I ran junior for 10 years and that's how I got into it and attribute a lot of success I have had in Super Pro because of that experience I did get to have when I was young. So this has been awesome. I really appreciate you coming on, taking the time to do this with us, Logan. Is there anyone else that you would like to thank, help with the racing program, get you to where you are, anything else like that?
Yeah, so obviously I'd like to thank y'all first at Bracket Life. I appreciate y'all letting me come on board and being able to, have talks like this and help promote the brand down south. We've really enjoyed working with y'all and look forward to more future success. And I'd also like to thank my dad and Tiffany and my stepmom Lori. Without them, they wouldn't, none of this would be possible. Just because, Tiffany, obviously, if she didn't like racing, how it is, you wouldn't be able to go. So, but she loves it, and that's great. And like I said, I want to thank the Sherman and Woody Adcock family for taking me under their wing so long ago, and for helping me, get to these tracks and get to these events, and getting just some more seat time and learning experiences. And it's just been I definitely wouldn't be anywhere I was without them or without anybody, honestly. So this is a family sport to me. It's not just me. It's not Logan Watson racing. It's Watson racing. So
Yeah,
we love it, and I just looking forward to keep it going.
absolutely, buddy. Well, I appreciate this and thanks for all your time. We'll get this all posted up and be sharing, and that'll be that. So,
Sounds great.
all right, buddy. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Bye.